Story 1. When my wife and I first got married, her parents hated me. One year they gave me a woman's sweater. It was very obviously feminine. The following Christmas I wore it, and my mother-in-law asked my wife why I was wearing it. Story 2. The targeted shirts my grandparents ordered from Facebook were generated by artificial intelligence. Story 3. My grandparents gave my parents a framed picture of a random little boy, and nobody knows who he is. No, it is not the one that came with the frame. Story 4. The company held a Christmas party at a restaurant by the canyon. There was a great prime rib dinner and an open bar. At the end of the night, they announced that everyone had to pay for their own meals. There was no prior warning. Story 5. My sister and I bought each other the same orchid Lego set. It was a genuinely serious but funny moment, and I laughed so hard. Story 6. I bought 2 headbands at a craft fair. I'm 35 and have never worn headbands in my life. That was the only thing I got, which is fine but confusing. Thanks, Mom. Story 7. A metal shoe size measuring tool you would see in a shoe store. Story 8. I received a bar set with very nice glasses from my mother, who knows I quit drinking after 30 years of alcohol abuse and a diagnosis of fatty liver disease. My family cannot process the idea of not consuming liquor every day. Story 9. My sister got a book from my grandmother titled Proper Etiquette. She proceeded to tell her, in front of the whole family, she'll be more likely to make the boys stay after reading it. My sister just smiled and carried on. Story 10. I keep getting kitchen appliances every year, despite making it very clear that I do not have a single inch of countertop space to spare. Story 11. My mom made pineapple upside-down cake for dessert because she said she knows it's my favorite. I'm allergic to pineapple. Story 12. I once bought a beard trimmer only to discover that it had been used and returned to the box with curlers. Story 13. My boyfriend's grandmother is getting me a diamond ring. It is not an engagement ring. She and I had dinner while he was on a 3-week trip. She had a unique diamond ring and I complimented the setting, so we met for lunch on the 23rd so she could give me my Christmas gift. I opened the box and was confused because it contained small plastic rings. I thought they were craft supplies because I crochet. They were ring sizers, and there was a piece of paper showing the ring being custom made. She called it a good everyday diamond. Story 14. Recovering gambling addict here. Thankfully, I managed to kick the habit before it ruined my life. This year, I bought a bunch of lottery scratch-off cards. I had my wife do the honors, and the joke was on my family. She actually won a decent amount of money. Nothing life-changing, but it will certainly cover some bills we knew were coming. They knew about my addiction, but over the years, they still gave me Texas Hold'em poker sets and other gambling-related gifts. I repeatedly asked them to stop and explained that those gifts are like giving a recovering alcoholic a gift card to the liquor store. The gift of not being heard. Story 15. For the past 8 years, I have had the same conversation at dinners or parties. When someone asks, "Can I get you a drink?" I say, "Thank you, I'm good with water. I don't drink alcohol." Yet every year I still end up with wine. Story 16. I didn't have any cheese slicers until now. For some reason, my family thought it would be funny to get me 5 different ones. Story 17. My dad gave me a hammer and pliers from his extensive tool collection, wrapped as a gift. I put them in the gift bag with the baking dish he got me, which I wanted. I was confused until I realized that a few days earlier I had told him I did not know what happened to my pliers or hammer. Story 18. An extended family member gave her a $50 Visa gift card, and I had also bought her a $50 Visa gift card. We both made it harder to spend the money we already had. I am normally known for giving very thoughtful and personalized gifts, so I dislike that this comment is getting attention, laughing out loud. This person is on my partner's side of the family, and I was specifically instructed to get her a Visa gift card because she is very picky and often does not like the gifts she receives. Seems the joke is on both of us, not on Visa. Story 19. The first gift I opened said it was from my mom. Inside a small jewelry box I found for molars. My sister started cracking up. They were her wisdom teeth, And her husband even found something with my mom's handwriting on it to make the gift tag believable. Story 20. What started as a serious internal comment became a running joke. I love whiskey and Star Wars. A few years ago, my wife gave me a Stormtrooper decanter that I absolutely love. A few months later, after a promotion, my old branch gave me the same decanter as a going-away gift. Last year, I received another from Secret Santa. My brother-in-law recently turned 21 and gave me the same decanter. The best part is I love Star Wars and always have room for duplicates. Now I have a Stormtrooper army to hold my whiskey. The original my wife gave me is higher quality, so I never mix it up with the others. I love them all and have to laugh about it. Story 21. Not me, but my husband. His mom bought him a t-shirt with an ugly monkey in an army uniform. It was odd, until she said she had bought it because she thought it looked like him. Story 22. My mother got my husband a spirograph kit. We are in our 40s. She is also obsessed with Kohl's. Edit. I am really charmed by everyone's anecdotes about enjoying these things as an adult. My relationship with my mother is contentious and it felt very much like a saving throw gift. But I am going to buy some colored pens. Story 23. My ex gave me a calendar with pictures of dogs pooping for my very uptight or conventional office at work. Story 24. My brother gave me a bright orange wallet. He said he gave it because I like orange so much while flashing the wallet I had given him a few years earlier. It is red. He is color blind. Story 25. My dad gave me pants that are about 8 sizes too big again. This has happened 4 years in a row, even though we talk about sizes every year. I buy most of my pants at their stores for about $4 because I ruin them at work. Story 26. My husband knows I'm a huge health nut, so he gave me several gifts, and one of them was a big 10-pound bag of wheatgrass. He even put a red bow on it. Story 27. My mother-in-law is very much a theme giver. My husband gets all things West Virginia University because we are alumni. My son gets everything saxophone related because that is what he plays. My daughter gets gifts with cats because she likes cats. I have been dealing with breast cancer for the past year. My birthday and Mother's Day gifts were breast cancer related. I asked her not to do that for Christmas, but she did not listen. She got me a breast cancer awareness shirt, a Christmas ornament, and a tabletop snowman decorating a Christmas tree with breast cancer ribbons. I was polite and said thank you, but inside I wanted to scream, "Are you kidding me? I am not sure whether it will all go to Goodwill or the trash." Story 28. The same holiday set of shitty body wash I've been throwing away since I was about 17. Edit. To stop the notifications, the throwing away remark was for dramatic flair. It is already in the donation bag with other well-meant but not useful gifts that I will donate next week. Story 29. I got a really nice whiskey set from my mother-in-law. 4 tumblers, 12 bullet ice cubes, a decanter, and a high-priced bottle of whiskey. I don't drink. Story 30. A 20-year-old Osterhand blender that I won in a golf game and kept in a storage room until I moved out. Story 31. My in-laws usually give us a gift card to a group of my favorite restaurants, including a seafood restaurant, an Italian restaurant, and a barbecue restaurant, and a note saying they will babysit the kids so we can have a date night. I look forward to it every year. This year they gave us a certificate to attend a religious couples retreat. We are not at all religious. Story 32. My brother and I got each other Baldur's Gate 3 for Christmas. That was hilarious. Story 33. My boss regifted to me a book she had never read. I had given it to her last Christmas. Story 34. I have a 6-month-old daughter. My brother thought an age-appropriate gift would be a skateboard. Go figure. Story 35. I have been allergic to a cheap bath set twice a year for 20 years. Oh my God. Thank you, everyone, for your kindness and for sharing. I cannot believe how much this blew up. Story 36. This was not a gift I received, but one my aunt received. She unwrapped a knife set from my grandmother. I was confused at first because I had put a knife set on my Christmas list, but I assumed she wanted one too. Besides, I had already received some smaller gifts from my grandmother, so I was confused but not upset. After she left, My aunt confided that she had written the wrong name on the box but was too embarrassed to return the set. Story 37. I asked for a new tool for my hobby. I opened it and was happy. The next gift was apparently a companion, and when I opened it, it was the same thing. My parents didn't understand what they bought, so I ended up with two custom sets of the same item. It was funny but not useful to have two of them. My parents are well-meaning and trying hard, and they were generous about returns. I didn't only get the two identical items. There was a lot more to enjoy. They've had some hard times recently, so they were stressed and distracted, which makes it harder for them to understand the finer points of my hobby. Something like this happens every year. My dad always gets clothing that is comically small or large. This year he got a small t-shirt instead of extra large, which was also hilarious. Years ago he got a pair of pants that were 4 times extra large, and we still laugh about it. He's a magnet for mislabeled packages of clothing. Story 38. My mother-in-law gifted my brother-in-law and my nephew toilet paper. She gave it only to them for some reason. I can only hope it was an inside joke, but knowing her, it was a mean move. Story 39. I worked at an affluent condominium on Palm Beach Island when I was in my early 20s. Most residents gave cash, but one woman wrapped something from her apartment to give us. One year she gave me a book about Egypt. The next year she gave me a wooden piggy bank that smelled musty and had rusted screws. Story 40. I received a bottle of non-alcoholic sparkling wine from my father. The expiration date had already passed. Story 41. I bought my wife a 375-count pail of Reese's cups. Next year I might get her the 5-gallon bucket of pickles I found at Walmart. I'm still chasing the reaction I had the year I gave her the book How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety and Abstinence, Drugs, Satanism, and Other Dangers That Threaten Their 9 Lives. Story 42. A book from Family Dollar. Everything You Need to Know About Cats. Printed in font size 87. I am a 30-year-old woman. Story 43. A pair of coasters. I still live with my parents and don't know why I was the only one given coasters. I only drink bottled water in my room, so they will just end up in the den with the other coasters. Story 44. I got a positive result that made me say, seriously? In an excited way. My husband gave me a ring with the birthstones of our children, and it was unexpected and touching. I had mentioned the trend about moms having empty stockings, and he still tries putting a few small things in. I told him I treasured childhood memories of an overstuffed stocking with small gifts and lots of candy. This year my stocking was comically stuffed, with some items even sitting beside it. Bless this man. Story 45. I asked for a Ring doorbell and received a cheap decoy instead. It does not function in any way except to hang by the door. Next year I am buying what I want for myself, wrapping it up, and placing it under the tree. Story 46. My mother-in-law gave us homemade applesauce and strawberry jam. She lives in Seattle and we are in Boston. The applesauce was in a Tupperware container and the jam was in jars with wax seals covered by aluminum foil. A packet of blue ice was included, but everything was at room temperature by the time it arrived. The postage label shows it was in transit for a week. My husband insists it is fine to eat. My mother-in-law is 90 and preparing to move into a senior living facility in a few months. She is spry for her age and thought this was a lovely one-time gift because she will not be cooking once she moves. She told me years ago that she only makes freezer jam. There is no chance the jam was canned in a hot water bath. I have put everything in the freezer. I am not willing to risk it, but my husband is an adult who can make his own decisions about eating it. Story 47. Not that it actually bothers me, but it was funny that my wife bought me a book I told her I had already read and did not particularly like. Story 48. I received a seriously surprising gift in the best way. My little brother and his girlfriend love indulging in those pricey, huge Lego building sets. When the Lord of the Rings sets started appearing, I was like, have you seen these things? If money were no object. He knows I'm a Tolkien Legendarium nerd. We can afford things like that, technically, but I can't justify spending so much on a toy. Just something to assemble and admire while it gathers dust. Something only I would use and enjoy. I spend our money fixing our house and improving our lives, and we save every spare penny for future home and life improvements. My little brother knows this about me. On Christmas Eve morning, I got up and went into the kitchen for coffee. My mother-in-law said good morning and asked if I had ordered something because Federal Express had dropped a package. No, we hadn't done gifts this year except for the vintage dishes I sent my little brother because they let us stay at their house for a full week and I would do anything for him. We had also gotten her something, but that was a secret at the time. I grabbed the huge box from the porch with no idea what it could be or where it had come from. It was the Lord of the Rings Rivendell Lego building set. I'm still tearing up thinking about it. I can't believe they spent that much on me. I can't believe they were so thoughtful and remembered over a year ago when I was oohing and awing over that set. He's such a mensch. Story 49. My poor mom is named Joy, and everything she got from my grandmother was Christmas-themed with her name on it. I feel so bad because I know she hates it. Who gives people Christmas-themed gifts on Christmas? Story 50. My mother-in-law gave me an ugly box purse with a TJ Maxx clearance sticker still attached. The box it came in was dusty and damaged. She gave our family of 5 an expired popcorn assortment and a container of Jolly Rancher lollipops. Meanwhile, I gave her an engraved bracelet with her late husband's handwriting on it. Please do not give a gift just for the sake of giving. Put a little thought into it or do not give anything. Story 51. I used to give family and friends gift cards to Nordstrom or similar stores, and I always, without fail, got Ghirardelli peppermint bark squares. I love those, especially the jumbo bags, the snowman variation, and the minis, but after years of receiving them it became annoying, so I stopped giving gifts, laughing out loud. Story 52. We did not receive a Christmas bonus from corporate. We had to buy our own drinks at the Christmas outing. Story 53. I asked for a jigsaw puzzle with 300 to 1,000 pieces, but I received 3 puzzles with 100 pieces each. Story 54. My mother gave me a small travel jewelry box. She gives me inexpensive jewelry every Christmas because she likes it, and the only jewelry I wear is my wedding ring and an occasional necklace. I never travel. I laugh about it, but she tries. Story 55. I didn't get a Christmas gift again. My husband promised ski lessons last year that never materialized. This year, on Christmas morning, he said the new coat I bought on sale 2 months earlier was my gift. I sighed. Story 56. A fly swatter. She told me she got it for free. Still not the worst gift I have ever gotten. Story 57. Here's a positive one. My boyfriend got me an iPad. I still live at home and had told my parents I wanted one, but they said it was out of their price range, so I thought it wasn't happening. I wanted it to get back into drawing and animating. I had planned to go to art school, but I couldn't afford any of the schools that accepted me. I couldn't believe he bought it for me. He said he did it because he wanted me to follow my passions. Story 58. Recently, I was talking with my mom about how I've cut back significantly on scented products for my health. I have allergies and asthma that have gotten worse. She bought me scented shower steamers because she thought I might miss the fun scented products. For some reason, there was an orange scented and a mint scented steamer in the same box, right next to each other, so when I opened the box it smelled awful. Individually, they smell fine. Story 59. My mom apparently followed the advice of my brother-in-law, who barely knows me, and bought me mini brands balls because he thought I collected them. I am 25. Story 60. I sent my husband a screenshot of what I wanted, but he got something very similar instead. Story 61. A notepad with a guinea pig wearing heart-shaped glasses that says, "Guinea Be Productive." It's cute, but just one of those things I'll toss in my junk drawer and move around for the rest of my life. Story 62. I could use another Lynx set, but a different brand would be better. I have not used Lynx Africa since I was 14 and have not wanted Lynx since then. Dove is cheaper and smells much nicer. Even pants and socks are better. Story 63. Kinetic Sand. I am 34. My son will get it, though. I am still grateful. It is a big bag. Story 64. My nephew got me a half-eaten peppermint stick, a shark's tooth, a dum-dum sucker, 2 paper clips, and a single wooden Jenga block. He's 3. Story 65. I received a couple's massage from my sister. My divorce is almost finalized and I'm not seeing anyone. Edit. I've only ever gotten couples massages with my soon-to-be ex-husband. It's not something I'd think to do with a friend, but perhaps I'll take that route. Story 66. I am entering the third month of my maternity leave and have exhausted my government aid, paid time off, and paid maternity leave hours. We are moving in 2 days so my little one can have a new room. Money has been tight. My mother is retired, does not have much, and lives in another state. She gifted me $2,000 in cash, and I am still in disbelief. It will help cover many bills. Parents are amazing. Story 67. My mother-in-law is absolutely wonderful but buys gifts for everyone, so I understand if she gets tired. She gave me a reusable water bottle with large 1960s-style smiley faces and daisies and a perfect mom baseball cap. Laugh out loud. It is not my style, but it is all right. She also bought matching heavy terry cloth bathrobes with our initials for my husband and me, so I cannot complain. I smile and give her a big hug. I am grateful to have her and her mixed bag of gifts. Story 68. 3-hour vegan cheese making class in the heart of the city, an hour and a half away. I am not vegan. I am not lactose intolerant. I am not vegetarian. I do not like the city. I have high driving anxiety. They do not have a website, only a phone number for booking. I have no way to refund this gift. The class costs more than most items on my wish lists. The person who gave it to me has known me for 13 years and prefers meat and potatoes. That person is on both of my wish lists, so if they needed ideas, they could have checked them. These items do not make me anxious to ask for. Story 69. I did not get any like that this year. Grandpa died. I never thought I would miss the inexplicable calendar. What made you think I was into lighthouses? Or the whatever was at the register gift card, like an iTunes gift card? You do know I have always had an Android, right? I kind of miss the calendars. Story 70. My parents got me a pizza stone for my propane grill insert. I used the original stone a lot over the summer, but it broke in September. I asked my parents for a replacement. The stone they gave me was not made for the grill. It is the wrong size, not large enough to fit a full-sized pizza, and is irregularly shaped. I suspect it is just a piece of granite my dad sanded smooth and called a pizza stone. Now I have a useless flat rock. Story 71. It was a great surprise. I had told my boyfriend about a childhood toy I had not seen in a long time and how I would love to have it again. On Christmas morning, we were sorting presents when I came to a perfectly shaped box. I opened it and found only a small piece of packing paper. When I removed it, there was a small Tamagotchi virtual pet, the original one. I cried and I am still crying. I love it so much. Story 72. A computer. I've been having a really hard month, and between my poor mental health and the loss of my job, I'm probably going to lose my apartment, so this was not the best holiday for me. Laughing out loud. My mom kept hounding me to come over for dinner, for presents, for family. I just wasn't up for it. Today, I absolutely needed to do my laundry because I needed some clean clothes for a job interview tomorrow, and I had some gifts for my mom and her significant other that I'd gotten before this whole bad month began, so I figured I should get it over with. They immediately sat me down on the couch after I gave them their presents and started handing me stuff. A pair of knee-high socks with the Nightmare Before Christmas on them, and I love them. A new mouse that looks absolutely adorable. And the last one they were so nonchalant about, but noticeably so. That's the computer. They got me a whole computer just because my old one broke and they thought it would make me happy. I'm still trying not to cry about it. I'm just really happy. I really love these people. Story 73. 2 thick, fluffy, heavy wearable blankets in slate gray. They feel like a furnace and are definitely not a color either of us would pick. We live in Florida. Edit. Based on the replies, I turned the fan up and tried one. It is still uncomfortably warm, and it is 75 degrees outside in the middle of winter, but I can see the appeal if you are cold. I may keep it in the car for when my partner or I nap while the other drives. Story 74. I received 2 meat thermometers, a vacuum sealer with a package of bags, and 2 incomplete measuring cup sets, all from the same person. I don't really cook. Story 75. About 12 years ago, I lost 120 pounds and have kept off about 90. Yet every year my dad buys me clothes that would have fit me at my heaviest, even though I have told him my actual size. Story 76. My mom always sends the funniest Christmas packages. There are the usual items like a pack of socks or some new gloves, but then she will throw in random things. This year I received half a row of Ritz crackers and a dented can of corn. Her packages are a constant source of laughter in my family. Story 77. I have a new baby and have received an excessive number of clothes for him from various people over the past few months. We have enough to last until summer and no space for more. I told my entire family, for the love of God, no more clothes. He is growing out of some items before he can wear them. I opened a gift from my mother and it was more clothes. Story 78. A pair of Mickey Mouse dish towels from my mother for some reason. Story 79. A well-used pancake flipper, almost identical to one I already had. Story 80. My father bought me a fire blanket, and the next day my wife's aunt bought me the same one. I can only assume there is some conservative lunatic podcaster advertising fire blankets. Story 81. My mom still gives me extremely religious books, think straight-up scripture digests that are just so good and inspiring, despite the fact that I have been clear for years that I am simply no longer religious. Even more frustrating is that she gave my partner, who is Jewish, and me each an identical copy of these scripture books. Not only did she hand us what we would consider inert clutter, she sent 2 copies to the same household. I hoped someone would connect with them, so I considered leaving them in a little free library. Edit. Laughing out loud. I will not put them in a little free library. I will not clutter it further. Story 82. A Lion King t-shirt. I am a 37-year-old woman who has not watched the animated version of The Lion King in over 20 years, nor have I ever brought it up in conversation since. Story 83. Seriously. My husband not only got me tickets to the bowl game of my absolute favorite team, but he also arranged for a legendary player from that team to appear and tell me. I cried. Story 84. My wife wrapped everything in the pile of Amazon receipts from last month, including the forehead thermometer she bought for flu season. She labeled it, "To me, from Santa." I opened it and said, "Thanks, Santa?" Story 85. My wife and I gave each other the same dinosaur plush toy for Christmas. At least it was very cute. Story 86. I do Secret Santa every year with my family. This year we used a website where you can list exactly what you want and it links to online stores. The gift limit was $35. I put a few items on the list, including one I really wanted that was under the limit. I received a pack of free stickers like the one stores include as a small gift. I was upset because everything was listed on the website and everyone else received what they wanted. I feel selfish, but is that reasonable? Story 87. I had a positive experience. Years ago in college, I got an autographed copy of a Neil Gaiman book at a reading at my school. That same night, my roommate went out for his 21st birthday, drank too much, and urinated all over my desk, including the book. Yesterday, I was shocked when I opened a replacement copy my girlfriend had tracked down. She coordinated with my mother to find the exact edition. I was blown away. Story 88. My wife forced me into my family's Yankee swap again. She bought a gift from me and insisted I participate. I despise Yankee swaps and would rather sit out and receive nothing than end up with a thoughtless present. The worst part is that if you actually like something, someone else can take it from you. I ended up with a Bluetooth beanie that is already in the donation bin. Story 89. There is no good way to present this. My father recently decided not to pay off a debt that is technically his but, unfortunately, is in my name, which saddled me with a large monthly payment and a 5-figure debt that will obviously affect me for a very long time. This has put stress on our relationship, which was not very good to begin with. A week before Christmas, a gift from him arrived. A robot mop. I had mentioned to him that our old one had broken during the previous month. I looked up the brand because I had never heard of it. It cost $1,200. The one that broke we had bought years ago for about $200. I am not sure how to react to that. Story 90. My friend gave me the same gift I gave her for her birthday on November 15th. Story 91. A portrait of the family, including the dogs, made from pistachio shells and hot glue. I love it. My 8-year-old made it on their own. Story 92. It wasn't this year, but at our first family Christmas as a married couple, my wife's grandmother gave me a walnut shell with a magnet hot glued to the back. On the inside of the shell, she had written 2003 in marker, the year we married. Since it was my first Christmas with her entire family, I had to act like it was an incredible work of art. To this day, my performance is an annual topic at our gatherings. An overreaction to a not-so-great gift is now called a walnut shell reaction. It may be the best gift I have ever received in terms of sheer entertainment over the years. The walnut shell still resides on the fridge. Story 93. Seriously? My wife of 12 years gave me nothing. We have a tradition that the 24th is new pajamas night for each other and now our children. I gave her hers and she said she forgot. The next day, the same thing happened. I gave her gifts and the kids tore into theirs, and she said she forgot again. Regardless, the children had a great day and that is all that matters to me. I just did not expect it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Story 94. I received 6 candles while my boyfriend received thoughtful, personal gifts. Story 95. My boyfriend and I received a mystery package under the tree that turned out to be a large tube of edibles. I have no clue who it could be from. My family is very square. I am quite high right now and I am starting to maybe believe in Santa again. Story 96. A small caddy designed to carry 6 bottles of beer, with a bottle opener on the side. The whole thing feels too flimsy to support using the opener. I would not take beers out of a crate to put into the caddy, and there is no way to keep them cold. Even if it were used to bring guests drinks after taking them from the refrigerator, I would open them in the kitchen and can carry 6 in my hands. Came from one of my stepsisters. This is why my brother and I stopped buying gifts for each other. We are adults, can buy what we need, and have no use for useless trinkets like this. Story 97. I have no idea why anyone would think small RuPaul's Drag Race figurines are my thing. I don't like toys, figurines, or RuPaul. Story 98. I get shirts with Japanese writing on them. My family thinks I am obsessed with Japanese anime, but I am not. I do not want another shirt that says Nico Kawaii on it. Leave me alone. Story 99. My mother got me silverware. The set she has had for 25 years. Not all of it matches. My brother got an air fryer. Later she covered her backside and said she would take me shopping, but I really do not like shopping with her. Story 100. Everyone received blankets with inspirational messages about how much my mother-in-law loves them. My blanket says how much I love cats. I was genuinely confused because I know she meant well, but they also sell I love you daughter-in-law blankets, so I do not know. The best part is she read everyone's blanket poems aloud to them. When my turn came, she had to read a blanket covered in sayings like, "My kids have paws," and "love is a 4-legged word." She did not think she would have to read it aloud, I am sure. Laugh out loud. Also, we only have 1 cat. I was laughing out loud. Story 101. A book claiming that drinking water is all I need to solve my medical problems. I'll be sure to call the oncologist. Story 102. No one bought gifts except me. I bought gifts for everyone and received nothing. I do not mind. I prefer giving. Story 103. I discovered the gift of indifference when my immediate family did not give me anything. I am recovering from surgery and gave gifts to everyone. I have the gift of seeing that I do not matter, which allows me to adjust my boundaries and protect myself from future pain. Story 104. Brake lights and new headlights for my Jeep. There is nothing wrong with the ones I have as far as I can tell. I asked for earrings. Story 105. A necklace. There is nothing wrong with it except that it is part of a set. My brother owns the rest of the set. He spent the money our dad gave us to buy Christmas gifts on that set and nothing else. Story 106. I got a vibration detector. What is that even for? I opened it and it is a note saying check your freezer. My dad snuck the gift into my freezer without me noticing. Story 107. I watched other daughters-in-law receive customized well-thought-out gifts. I received diet recipe books. Story 108. My 76-year-old father got me an Amazon gift card, and the card it came in congratulated me on my new addition. When the rest of the family asked if I was expecting, I replied that I am 52 and that it would be another Christmas miracle. Story 109. It's been about a month since my closest friend moved a couple thousand miles away. My parents, who are not into tabletop games, gifted me a multiplayer board game. I had a mild breakdown when the reality of it all set in. Story 110. Pliers, electrical tape, and a level. I have no use for these and have never shown interest in anything like them. I appreciate that they gave me something. Story 111. My 9-year-old daughter gave me a box of change. Not a significant amount. 30 cents she had taken from the cup holder in my car. She loves to give gifts. It is the wrapping and the act of giving that matter to her, not the value of the gift. She gives decent presents when coached and given an appropriate amount of money. Story 112. A food scale. Unbeknownst to my loved ones, I spent a large part of 2023 overcoming a severe eating disorder. I am at a healthy weight and in a better place mentally now, but it was a difficult battle to get here. Having a food scale brought out in front of my husband's extended family, when I had not asked for it and did not want it, was not pleasant. Story 113. I work as a waitress, and my coworker gave all of us writing and reading workbooks that are used when children are first learning to read and write. I think the joke was that she thought our handwriting must be bad, so she handed out these phonics workbooks as a half-joke. Story 114. One of my clients gave me a gift that made me say seriously in a good way. I have a very physical job, and she gave me a gift card for a massage. I almost cried with joy. Story 115. A large Toblerone. I was like, seriously, this is a win. Story 116. I have severe bipolar depression and have been in treatment for years. My mother-in-law got me a motivational book that essentially says it is my own fault for being so pessimistic and that I should just smile and be happy. Story 117. Not sure if this counts for the question, but I had a work sock exchange. We bought a pair of fluffy socks, filled one with goodies, brought them to work, and threw the empty sock into a box. During a party, we pulled a sock from the box and got whatever was in the matching sock. The next morning, we had to sit through a human resources meeting because of the following gifts, not all from the same sock. A vibrator, a bunch of fireball shots, a candle that said "fuck off," which melted to reveal a hand giving the middle finger. Apparently last year someone got a naked, peeing chia pet, which also came up during the meeting. Story 118. Last year, someone visited my parents and gave them a cheap tourist souvenir book from their travels. Guess what I received for Christmas? Story 119. I got an eye massager that at first was intended as a serious gift. Turned out to be a great idea. You wear it and listen to audiobooks or music in total darkness. Story 120. My mom bought me a sweatshirt that says "Mommy" established in 2016 in cutesy script. It is baby pink. I am 38, and I do not understand how she does not know me. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.